Well, we'll wait for a few people to get in here. Cover a couple things. Be right back. Oh. Shed a little light on the subject. Hey, John, how you doing? Welcome, Power Toys in the house. Eric's here. How's everybody doing this evening? Impromptu. Hey, Aaron. Amanda Michael, what's up, big dog? Two-Peg Jenkins in the house. Redneck Rebuilds is here. Hello, hello. Just wanted to jump in here and say hey to a few people. I haven't talked to everybody in a little bit. Jerry, what's up, man? Coming back to your area next month. Look out, Jerry. Going to come down, raise a little more hell there. Daryl, how's it going, big dog? Brandon's here. How you doing? We'll let a few more people get in here, and no huge announcements or anything. I mean, a couple just what's going on things, I guess, and then just want to check in with everybody. I'll give you a chance to, ask some questions, see what's up. Pamela's in the house. She's up in the house, now she's in the house. Gunther, what's up, Gunther? How you doing, man? So, today was my stepdaughter's last day of school. Well, hey, there you go. Summertime is here. Angie's here. Good, Jerry. I'm glad you're driving the Torino more. Power Toys, how's the new lift? Oh, it's right there. Right there. Yep. It's holding the Monte up just fine. How's the Monte Carlo coming along? We're going to talk a little bit about that. Just a second. As you can see, it's on the lift. Hey, Pam and Dennis, how are you doing? How's the world in Michigan? Loving it, loving it. So, the Monte Carlo's on the lift. That's actually what I'm going to be working on this week. Going to be continuing on. You all saw the Monte Carlo. And we have decided to keep it around and do, probably, I don't guess you can say quite a bit on it. But this week is going to be a bit of a, there won't be a video out this week. Just going to be telling you straight up. It was a gorgeous day here too as well, Pam and Dennis. Actually rode the motorcycle to work. But just because there's just so much going on with Mother's Day, and we went up and opened up the cabin for the season, and honestly, it's been a very, very, very unusual last 7 weeks or so. There's just been a lot going on that's not typical in life, and it had me pretty well just tired. So we took some time off, went up to the cabin, and just I took a little break. So just get back down to the garage tonight. So on the Monte Carlo, a few things. The car drove home excellent. It drove home great. I'm going to redo that fuel line that kinked a couple times on us a little bit on the way home, which I've got it temporarily fixed, but I'm going to put a better loop in there. It does have one tranny leak that has developed, and I kind of figured it was going to. Where the kickdown cable goes in, there's a little O-ring, and it looked pretty hard. Wasn't sure how well it was going to seal, and it's dripping a bit. So if it sits downhill, it'll leave a little puddle. So I'm gonna seal that up. I want to do an oil change on it, obviously, and I don't know if you caught, some of you that might have been real sharp when watching the video on the Monte Carlo might have caught a couple shots when you could see the rear springs. Years ago, obviously, somebody had put those spring spacers in there already, the helpers. So, we already know them rear springs are kind of sacked out. Well, on the way home with all the extra gear in the trunk and such, they're sacked out. Okay. And now that's actually on the big dips, the rear end's actually hitting the exhaust. So I have brand new springs in the back of the truck. Those came in. I picked them up yesterday, so we're gonna put new rear springs in it. I'm going to pull the front seat and the rear seat back out. We're gonna finish some of the floor work. I want to put complete putting all the sound deadener material in there. I've got a case of it here. KP and I thought we had a whole case down at his place, and we didn't. So we just put a few pieces in the key areas just to get rid of that drone on the way home, so it wouldn't be like riding in a tin can. And it worked great. But I want to finish that off and then put the carpet in the car. So I want to do that and then start cleaning the interior a bit. Did take the carburetor off when we got home because the carburetor, you know, if you saw in the video, I took it apart and got it cleaned out as best I could. I didn't have any carb cleaner with me. Got it cleaned out and just cleaned out the top half, you know, accelerator pump, idle circuits, jets. The whole thing really kind of needed gone through. And Brian with Automotive Fuel Systems here, he's like, I have one of the best carburetor guys in the country in my metro area. And he used to do a lot with these Rochester two barrels back in his stock car racing days. And he knows how to tune them pretty good. He knows little tricks. So I took it, I talked to Brian, he said, bring that to me. Let me do that one. He says, so Brian went through the carburetor. I got that back on. I've driven the Monte Carlo a little bit since then. It runs, just what is that? The chef's kiss, you know. It runs excellent, high idle choke. Everything works great. So yeah, I just want to do some maintenance things, and it's picked up a little rattle in the front, almost like a Sway Brand Link, kind of, you know, those jingly washery rattles. And I got to do some work on the headlights. It has no headlights. Okay. It has tail lights, brake lights, turn signals. I'm sure it's a headlight switch or dimmer switch. We just ran out of time, honestly, when we did the revival, and I wasn't planning on driving at night. So, you know, I had running lights, brake lights, turn signals. That's everything I needed to be safe and legal during the day, and so it worked out just fine. So I got to dig into the headlights. I don't know if I'll get to that this week or not, because I've only got a couple nights out here. Then suppose the tentative plan. Now, don't Queensland, Australia. How you doing, Steve? Thanks for joining us from down under. Appreciate it. The plan currently is the Travis B. If you've never watched his channel, please go check it out. The Travis B. He's in Tucson. Him and his dad, Rick, real good friends of mine. And I bought, if you saw the gold 76 square body that they revived, that Rick revived on Travis's channel, I bought that truck. And they're actually on the way up from Tucson to Kansas City. And yes, two babes. Yep. And I'll fill you more in on that in a second. And so depending on how their travel goes, I should be down there Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning-ish. And picking up the 76 square body. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that. The mine's looking really good. You keeping the patina, or do you plan on shooting some paint on it? Going to shoot some paint on it. Can you provide links to various products you've had success with, like sound deadener? Is there a good 70s style headlight for replacement that isn't so dim? Honestly, on those, I just use the factory filament ones. I don't get into the LED and all that. I'm sure there are some. I'm just not going to put them in, so I don't know. Power Toys. Dalton's new property is awesome. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Take them to Arthur Bryant's in Kansas City. I will look into that. Gunther. Thank you very much. So while I'm down I talked to Dalton last night, and while I'm down there this week, I've never painted anything other than with a spray can. I've never used a paint gun in my life. So I told Dalton, I said, hey, you know, I want to paint the Monte Carlo, and I don't want to use tractor paint. I actually want to use paint, you know, car paint. And so he's going to give me a little crash course on mixing paint and spraying a few things, and hopefully I can do it justice. We're going to repaint it the original sky blue, I guess you call it, color. If you saw the original video of the paint color, it's on the bottom of the trunk lid. We're going to paint it the original color. I'm going to give it a whirl, see how it turns out. So, by the way, I saw that Mercury pickup you took down to the Pit Drags. Yeah, I saw somebody put it up for sale. It's changed hands like 3 times. And here's the thing is, the guy I sold to got a hold of me like 4 months later and said, hey, Jim, I sold to a guy, now he's wanting to sell it to another guy, but you'd signed the title to me, and I never filled it out, but I gave it to him, and he never transferred it. And like, you know, real sketchy. I'm like, look, I can't. He wanted me to get a new title, see if I could get a duplicate, and then sign it directly to that other guy. And I told him, no, I can't do that. That's jumping title, man. That's a $10,000 fine, and I lose my dealer's license. And I said, I'm sorry, but you're just going to have to find it or figure out something else. I never heard back. So if anybody is looking at buying the Merchero, and that it is advertised down in the Arizona area, make sure it has a good title. I know they were having issues because they lost it or whatever. N1, R01. No, I've never used a paint gun. Yeah, that explains why you still have brain cells at your age. I don't know how many, but yeah, I've got a few. Single stage. Yeah, there is a certain single stage. Rick, Travis's dad, Rick, has a kind he's telling me he wants me to use. He says it'll be really good. Really good. Yes, they have good-looking conversion kits, not the modern style. Yeah, they do have some good-looking conversion kits. I just have never got into them. Tell Sandy my dog Pupper says hi. Well, Sandy says hi. She's sitting right here. There she is. She's sitting down here with Dad, chilling out. Say hi, everybody. Yep, she's looking outside. Oh crap, I missed the live notification. I've heard some people aren't getting it, so I'm sorry. But you're here now. We've only been going for 12 minutes. You didn't miss much, Toolman. Angie, that jumping titles can put you in jail in some areas. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. I don't mess around with titles. I sign it over, and I don't play that game. So, I mean, if something doesn't have a title, it doesn't have a title. But no, I don't jump title. Yeah. No, she's not a shop dog. She's just my dog. She goes everywhere Daddy goes. That's just the way it is. It's just one of them things that, yeah. She's getting up there. She's 12 years old now. And she's getting up there. She's slowing down a bit. But I don't know what I'm going to do for sure when something happens to her. So I think, let's see. Dale says, I think Ohio's the same way. If you jump titles, you're going to get lottery. Yeah, Iowa's that way. It's absolutely illegal to jump title here. If you sell it, but don't put it in your name, it's considered jumping title. It's a big, big problem here. And I have a dealer's license in Iowa, so I absolutely follow the rules because I don't want to lose my license. So, absolutely. What do you think of that Vermont title workaround? I've heard that they closed that loophole, so I don't know. I guess there's some Montana workaround or something, but I don't know. Hey, John, how you doing? Mad Scientist Garage in the house. John's here. John stopped by the shop last week and hung out a little bit. John lives Mad Scientist Garage. He's about, what? I don't know, 25, 30 minutes west of me. He stopped at the shop, and we hung out and shot the shit. I gave him an old LS motor. He wanted some heads off and stuff, an old blown-up 4.8. But Swamp Hound, hey, how you doing? Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you love the videos. We're going to be, like I said, there won't be one out this week. I'm doing some work on Monte Carlo tonight and tomorrow. And then going down to Dalton's later this week to meet up with the Travis B. and his dad, Rick, and picking up the 76 square body. I've always wanted a square body, so I bought that one. Yeah, John says about 30 minutes out. Yeah, you got to get down here and turn some wrenches soon, John. You bum. Let's see. Oh, and by the way, it was the engine in your 04 Expedition. It took a crap, so I drove it down to the scrap yard smoking like crazy. Well, it was an 04, 21 years old. You done got your goodie out of it. I'm still looking for a replacement for mine. I mean, it doesn't need replaced yet, but I just know that the V8 Expeditions, they haven't made them since 2014. So, I mean, they're not going to get more plentiful. So I'm going to try to find a nice one now and stick it away. Yes, I understand, Michael. Pam and I will not be able to make it. We have Just way too much going on. But we will be in touch. We will be in touch, Michael. I sold some cars that I owned and made sure that they put their name on the title. I keep telling a young guy he needs to quit getting cars and getting rid of them. I told him, yeah. And you're right, Angie. You got to make sure that they put their name on the title. Otherwise, you never know what they're going to do with it. What's that? Yeah, anonymous, whatever. Yeah, Power Toys. If you can find a 6.0 Chevy, but God, they don't give those away. The 6.0s. All about the LS thing and all that. I mean, I'm not into it, but I'm not against it. I'm just not a big LS guy, I guess. It's just one of those things that, thanks, Power Toys. I appreciate that. Taking care of that message. I just, I don't know. I'm just not into them. I know they're great engines and such, but yeah, Michael, we will see each other again soon. You and Emily, we want to hang out, and you're always welcome. You and Emily are always welcome up here. So just let me know, Michael. There we go. It's going great. How you doing? Ranwin Park Nation. I love it. I love that name. I'm trying to keep up with the messages here. Yeah, Angie, somebody got busted up there. Yeah, you can't do that by buying and selling cars without doing it. Mad Scientist Garage. LS is good power for the money, but they aren't for everything. Yeah, and John knows quite a bit about the LS stuff. And like I said, if the opportunity ever came by to have one, I'm not against them. I'm just not like way into them at all. I'm more into the older Ford stuff. As far as newer engines, I'm sorry, I like the Triton Ford engines. I know they are absolutely not everybody's flavor, but I like them. So probably just because I have more knowledge about them. Knowledge breeds comfort. Comfort breeds enthusiasm. So I mean, that's just the way it is. Let's see here. Not sure, Gunther, but either way. Only a joke. I couldn't find the emoji. Okay, I'll accept the apology there, N1. Just yeah, we just watch it on here. I mean, we try to be nice to everybody. So, Aaron Jamison, hey Aaron, how you doing? Nice to see you. A blast from the past there. What is your favorite car? Swamp Hound was one of my favorite car. As far as one I own, or like favorite car, like out there, like I wish I had one. Clarify, and I can answer that. Got to get back after. Still a lot to do to prepare. Yep. See you later. I'll talk to you later, Michael. Yeah, I'm mad. John swapping an LS into his truck because he blew up 2 small box Chevys, and you wanted overdrive. Well, that makes sense. Get overdrive. You always put a gear vendors on an LS or an LS. Put a gear vendors on a TH350. I tell you what, even like the 4.8s, everybody says, oh, 4.8s, they run good and they run forever, Swamp Hound, the favorite car I own. Well, I'll be honest with you, Swamp Hound. Depends on the day of the week and my mood, okay? I like to say I have a car for every mood. If I want to go in comfort, I love the 78 Lincoln Town Car I have. If I want to zip around, I love my Miata. I mean, let's face it, it's an overgrown go-kart. If I'm feeling nostalgic, I like my 74 Comet. I've had it ever since I was in high school. I really love my 63 Galaxy. I really, really love that one. But yeah, kind of something for every mood. Yeah. So it really depends on the mood. So other than that, the Viper's badass. If I want to go out and raise hell, I take the Viper out for a spin. That's the one kind of modern supercar, if you want to call it, that I have. Otherwise, I got a lot of old stuff. Let's see. The TH350 was leaking, kind of crummy too. Yeah, they can be leaky. Need to sell 307 Olds engine out of the damaged Regency own. Yeah, you should. And you should do that body swap, Jerry. Favorite place in the U.S. to visit? Well, again, depends on what I'm doing. I do love driving out west. Um, just the scenery is cool. The drive back in the Galaxy through Colorado was Pam and I absolutely loved that trip. Although this trip in the Monte Carlo back from Georgia going up through Tennessee and such was some pretty driving for some of that. They had some really good, beautiful scenery. J20 Jeep, I'm planning to put an LS into. Yeah, the LS is they can swap them into just about anything. For what it's worth, a 5.3 with $300 cam kit makes north of 400 horsepower, better than any 6-liter LS in stock trim. I keep poking the screen just so I can get the messages to come back up. And if it blows up, oh well. That's true. There you go. Excellent. That's good advice, John. So, yeah, painting of the Monte Carlo, if we are going to paint it the original sky blue. I'm not sure exactly how soon, but that is in the plans. The car isn't going anywhere. We're going to be keeping it around for a while. It's too mechanically solid. And honestly, the car is solid except for, as you saw in the video, the floor pans. But I knew the floors were gone because that rear window had leaked and just the water it had ponds in all the footwells. So I knew they were going to be gone. But the rest of the car is so solid, compared to anything up here for sure. Compared to anything up here. Okay, got to catch up with some messages here. Gunther, I recognize the highways you're on coming back from Atlanta. I've done that. Done many Tennessee to Missouri trips. Yes, I'm going to be doing another one next month. Have a question. 9854 Triton, is that a 3-valve or a 2-valve? Should be a 2-valve. Yes. Any of the Triton 2-valve Tritons, you can't kill them. I mean, I'll rank them right up there with a 3800 GM. You can't kill them. And the 3-valves aren't bad. You just got to understand they can be a little rattly. Jim, do you know anyone that can reliably LS swap a 95 Land Rover Defender? I have. It's eventually. Here's the thing. Anybody that's a good fabricator can do it. Anybody that's a good fabricator can do it. All right. Hey, yeah, Aaron, reach out to me anytime. Email is theinevitablejim@gmail.com. I'd love to catch up with you, Aaron. It's been too long. We got to get together. And yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Jason, and NONR01, he wants to know where you're at. Maybe he can hook you up with something. Any questions before I go? I wanted to pop in here and see what's going on and just kind of say hey, and then let you guys ask any questions you'd like real quick. I've been really happy with the new lift, the Wildfire lift. I hope you guys, it didn't get a ton of views, the video. I didn't expect it would, but you should watch the video. It's pretty good. We go over the lift pretty well. I mean, this is what I really wanted from the get-go, so I couldn't be more excited about Wildfire jumping on board and being here with us. So, Mad Scientist is putting a whole bunch of stuff in there about Land Rover. So read that. He's helping you out with the question on that LS swap. I'm a Chevy guy, but started out in a Ford. I'm in my mid-40s. In the last year, I bought the first truck I ever drove when I was 8 years old. 75 F-250 custom two-wheel drive 360 FE 4-speed granny low. You cannot kill that truck. Keep the oil changed. You can't kill it. I love the videos, and that lift looks cool. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate it. Like I said, the video lift didn't get a ton of views, and like I said, I didn't think it would, but it is a fun video. If you're wondering, the two guys that helped me, Dan and Aaron, they're actually two of my technicians from my shop, Anderson Automotive, and they came over to help me put that together. A couple great guys. Jason, I live in the lovely fraud state of Florida, but would ship anywhere. Okay. How'd you meet Dalton from Pole Barn Garage? I emailed him. I asked him a question about cameras, actually. A couple years ago, when I was getting ready to go get the Galaxy, I wanted to film some of it. I wanted to, like GoPro style. And I asked him what he was using for a camera, and he was nice enough to email me back. Told him a little bit about the car, and we just started chit-chatting. And then I think it was, I don't know, 8, 9 months later or something, I was actually going down to Kansas City. I was going to Topeka actually to pick up a truck I'd bought, and I was heading that way with an empty trailer. So I just emailed him and said, "Hey Dalton, I'm heading your way to go get a truck. I'm gonna have an empty trailer. If there's anything up here you need from Kevin at Junkyard Digs or anything up in this direction that you need, I'm coming your way with an empty trailer." And that's when he bought the Thunderbird, the '60s Thunderbird, and I went and picked that up for him and hauled it down to him. And then that's when we actually met in person for the first time, and we hit it off, and we've been really good friends since. So, One Eye Short, thank you very much. Well, tell Sarah hello, Daryl. We always love to say hello to Sarah. Thank you, N1. I appreciate that. Can't wait for Junkyard Digs NASCAR video. Yeah, I've never been. I mean, it's great that they do that. I mean, and Kevin does it annually. I'm not a big beer drinker. I'm not a big drinker, period. But I know they have a good time every time they go. I bet Dalton will talk you into buying some property in New Mexico like him. I doubt it, because I would have to have time to go down there. Okay. Pamela and I, we have a cabin up in Guttenberg, Iowa, along the Mississippi River. That's our vacation spot that we go to. Now, granted, we can only go there in the summertime. Well, we can go in the winter, but it's not much fun. And I don't know. Why would I need to buy a place in New Mexico? Dalton has one. I'll borrow it from him when he's not down there. I'd love to learn about rebuilding transmissions. That is something that is an art. I've rebuilt a couple manuals. I've never really got into rebuilding automatics. I mean, I have a transmission builder I use. So, yeah, I mean, you'll never see that content on my channel, unfortunately. I take them out. I take them to my friend at Gotti's, and he takes care of them for me. Jerry Hicks, trying to talk KP into us going and getting Bill to get a tour of the yard. Oh, yes. Yes. Hey, Jerry, I'm thinking maybe the week after Power Tour, I might be down your way. So let's see what's going on. Sandy is good. She is sitting out in the yard right now next to the truck, sitting in the grass. What's my favorite Ford engine? Well, on the modern stuff, I like the Triton V8s, especially the 2 valves. Overall, I love me a Ford 302. I just love a good 302 V8. They run forever if you take care of them. You can wind them to the moon. Just good little engines. And they aren't very big. You can fit them in all kinds of cool stuff. I don't watch for the beer. I watch for the motorhomes. Yeah, I'll give you that. That would be awesome to visit the cabin. That's something that'll never be on the channel. That's kind of my private time. Hey, Jay, hi, how you doing? Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate the wave. What's your opinion about 351 Windsor motors? Are they roller rocker and giving good? Here's the thing. The 351 Windsors are good. They're a good engine. They're small block. The thing is, they're a little more expensive to build sometimes because the parts aren't as readily available. So that's, I don't mind them. I think they're a good engine. I still got them cold root beers. I snagged a P71 off of you a few years back, and remember you had cold root beer. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that, Will. Yeah, we still have the root beer, believe it or not. Yep. Richard from Precision Transmission. I do not know him. Hit the like, folks. That's what Jay High's saying. Yeah, hit that like button. Go for it. 289 to had one in the Parents Explorer, did 120 at racing a Suburban. Yeah, the 289 302 V8s, especially the older ones, 60s and 70s. I don't know. That's what's in my very first car, so I guess I just kind of fell in love with them. They're good old engines. What are you taking on Power Tour this year? Haven't 100% decided. I'm only going to be doing a day and a half of power tour, honestly, just because of scheduling and such. I'll be in the Indianapolis Peoria run area there, and I haven't decided if I'm gonna if the Monte's ready. Well, I mean it's ready. I could take it, but I haven't decided. I might take the Lincoln. I might take the Miata for crying out loud. It's just such a fun little car to drive. No, it's not much of a hot rod, but believe it or not, they are comfortable road trip cars. A Mazda Miata is very comfortable on a road trip. Let's see. My dad has one in his F-250 8-foot bed. That's why he's selling it. You gonna make it to Pontiac Nationals this year? I'm gonna try. Just not 100% sure yet. Hard to find a good P71 in northeast Wisconsin. I'd love one that has a frame. Yes. You got to go south. Ramlin Park, if you want to, I mean, I can get you one. Not a problem. I can get you a P71 that's rust-free. But the shipping's going to kill you. I mean, it's going to be $1,500, $2,000 to get it here to the Midwest. But there, I mean, I've got contacts. I could, in a couple days, I can have one, 100% rust-free, from southern, Southwest California, whatever. But it's going to cost you. But they're out there. I can get them. I introduced Sarah to the smell of gear oil. She almost threw up. Daryl, I'm sorry, but that's a jerk move. Come on now. The only thing worse than that is burnt gear oil. I miss the Metro. Geo Metro? Yeah, those are actually cool. Yeah, one. I have got them. Actually, we have two of them. Pamela has one and I have one. The Caprice Interceptors. Don't mind them. The Chevy Caprices in general aren't the newer Caprice ones. A lot of electrical issues. If they're running right and they're doing good, the hot rods, they're great. They're just, I don't know. I've stayed away from them because there's lots of electrical gremlins. Absolutely enjoy your time on the YouTube, Jim. Thanks for chatting with me. Anytime, Tool Man, anytime. Gonna wrap this up here in the next few minutes. If anybody has any questions, comments, thoughts, whatever. But yeah, yes, I do have a Miata. It's actually like right there, right behind the phone. It's parked right behind the phone. I have a silver 90. It has, I think, 61,000 original miles now. I've had it for several years. Pregnant roller skates are fun. That's more of the Volkswagen joke, but I'm sorry. I believe it or not, I fit in my Miata fairly well, and it's a very comfortable car for a road trip, and they handle great. So, thank you, Tool Man. I wish we got the newer Holden El Camino. Yeah, over here in the United States, yes, that would have been nice. That would have been nice. All right, I'm getting ready to tap out and run here. If anybody has any comments, real quick, throw it up there. Otherwise, I'm going to get to work on the Monte tonight, and I got some springs to put in it. But just wanted to hop on and say hello to everybody. I'd be willing to travel for P71. I'll have to hit you up sometime. Yeah, if you want to fly in and drive it home, that's going to be cheaper than the transport, but it's still, I mean, to get one, it's $1,500 to $2,000 to get a real rust-free one back here to the Midwest. Have a great night. Oh, yes. Appreciate it. And again, if you guys need to reach me for anything, theinevitablejim@gmail.com. I do check that every couple days, almost every day, but every other day for sure. So everybody have a great evening, and we'll talk to everybody soon.